angry, Aussie. 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 Angry, Aussie. Aussie. Angry.
All right. Just a very slightly late. Guys, strictly saying, you're extremely keen. Yes, I was 2 minutes late starting, 3 minutes late. That was really just me getting organized. For once, it wasn't computer problems. Looks already so. Yes, in warm up. I'm going to make my Halloween video. Hey, Celtic and Hannah, how are you fine, fabulous folk doing? I got my perfectly clear ice skull as, special Halloween treat. And I'm getting it ready ages in advance because I want to actually upload this. My schedule, I've already got stuff uploaded till halfway through November. So I'm going to have to move something. I want to put my Halloween videos up about 2 weeks before Halloween because I'm telling people how to do things and they need a bit of preparation time. So I think I'll put them up about 2 weeks before Halloween. Anyway. So, look forward to fire in this one. That's right. I'm going to do fire. Let's get this tried by my iPod. And I adjusted my painting. Is it crooked? I think it's crooked. I think it's fucking crooked. It's so awkward putting it there. But anyway, fuck it. I'll leave it for now. Give people something to be fixated with, my crooked painting. Okay. Get in the camera. Okay. Let's go. Let's get the GoPro ready as well. There we go. I want my red drink. All right, so I could actually do this first. Now, do I have everything ready? Oh, we're going to overproof rum. 75% alcohol rum ought to be overproof enough to start a fire. Because I'm going to set this on fire. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see how this goes. What are you saying, Celtic? Would I film in 8K? No. First, the camera would be too expensive. Second, I'd have to upgrade everything in my PC. That would also be expensive. That probably at least $10,000. Okay. Okay, so first, we're doing this. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Shit. Push the buttons wrong. That's okay. Just want to make sure it's slow-mo. There we go. So first, the red drink over the clear ice skull. Jesus, what's the weirdest thing I've got? Probably, you know what? It doesn't look red. Okay. That's that. Now, we're going to float a bit of high-proof rum on this. That's probably enough. Let's do this. See if I can set it on fire. And watch this. Hopefully that's going to look good in slow-mo. Oh my God, the burning rum won't stop burning. Wow, that was difficult to put out. All right. Now, for the talkie. Ooh, and now the whole room smells like cinnamon. Oh. All right, let's do this. A bit wider. Bit wider. There we go. I reckon that's right. And actually, let me freaking stand here and yep, that's right. Good stuff. It really smells like burnt cinnamon and sugar over here now. G'day, cocktail lovers. I'm going to give you a Halloween tip here. How to make the perfect accompaniment to a Halloween cocktail, namely a skull ice shape, but it's perfectly clear. Now, you can get these molds lots of places, just party supply shop probably. Someone's selling Halloween supplies. There's a fair chance they have some sort of skull ice mold, and they're great. But when you use them, the ice is cloudy because the ice freezes from all directions at once and it pushes air bubbles and impurities into the middle. To get some clear ice, there's really only one way to do it. You'll get people who will say ridiculous things like, oh, filtered water or distilled water or boiled water. Some of those things may help a little with clarity, but the only way to really get clear ice is directional freezing. And there's a variety of ways to do that. Some are expensive, some take up a lot of freezer space, but really all you need is a double wall insulated coffee cup. Nearly everyone who works in an office has one of these. This is admittedly a very large one that I got deliberately for making ice for cocktails, but I just got it from a supermarket, so these are very easy to get. They don't cost a huge amount and they don't take up a lot of freezer space. There's really only one more step that you need with your skull mold and your double insulated coffee cup. You actually have to have directional freezing through this. And for that, you have to cut a little hole in the skull because The ice, as it freezes, has to be able to push impurities out. If you don't cut a hole in the skull, then that won't work and it will still be cloudy. Now, admittedly, you won't be able to use these any other way after this when you cut the hole in it, but this is the best way to do skull ice anyway. So what's the matter? You got to cut a little hole in the top, and then you put it in the insulated coffee cup and pour in your water and put it in the freezer. Depending on the cup and your freezer, it could actually take a couple of days to freeze. You might need to experiment a little. That's why I'm putting this video up a little bit early, a couple of weeks before Halloween, to give you time to plan and experiment. One of two things will happen when you put the skull mold in your coffee cup. It will either sit right on the top and you fill it up and it'll be the first thing that comes out, or the width of the coffee cup might mean that it sinks a little way. But that's not bad, because what you get then is a base. So you get a clear ice base and the skull sitting on top of it, and that helps it sit up in a glass and look cool, quite honestly. And if the way you freeze your drink, it doesn't have a base naturally, it's pretty easy. You just get another piece of ice and your skull, which doesn't have a base, and you stick the skull on top of it when they're both a little bit wet, and then put that back in the freezer, and the skull will freeze to the other bit of ice you've put it on. It is a good feeling when you peel that mold off the ice and you've got this beautiful, clear, sexy looking ice skull. And I'll give you one more tip. When you're putting it in a glass, actually put a little bit of water in the bottom of the glass and sit the ice there, and then freeze that for a little while again. That will freeze the skull in place. If you don't do that, it'll slide up and hit you in the nose when you actually do it. But yeah, you want the full effect. You sit there. I think a red drink needs to be poured over this ice. That's a very Halloween theme. And I actually put a couple of layers of different red things on this one. And then, I thought it needed extra special. So I floated some high proof rum, 75% ABV rum, and set that on fire, and a bit of a dusting of cinnamon sugar on there. And you put on a real Halloween show, either just for yourself or your friends. Another hot tip, besides making sure the ice is stuck to the bottom of the glass that doesn't slide up and into your nose, use a straw. I wouldn't usually use a straw with a rocks type of glass, but this really guards against it actually sliding up and hitting you in the nose. So you can enjoy your drink with at least a little bit of dignity and not get hit in the nose with the ice. But that's my Halloween ice tip for you. I think it's really cool. Give it a go and see what you think. And have a spooky Halloween. And I hope to see you again sometime soon. Until I do see you again, I'll say cheers. Now, really quick, we're going to do a short one. Here's how to make perfectly clear ice skulls. Here's how to add a great element to your Halloween drinks with a perfectly ski. Here's how to add a really cool element to your Halloween cocktail with a perfectly clear ice skull. You just need your skull mold, then a double wall insulated coffee cup. You'll have to cut a hole in the top of the skull because you need the directional freezing to happen. Literally, you just put it in the cup, pour the water in, put it in the freezer, leave it. It might take a day or two, depending on the coffee cup and your freezer, but then you unwrap and you have this beautiful clear skull that looks particularly good when you pour a red drink over it. And maybe even a bit of a light and fire show for your Halloween party as well. Enjoy it, have a good Halloween, and cheers. It's really funny. The skull's melting. It's being eroded. And Dr. Abigail hates it when I say eroded about ice, but it's what's happening. It's melting. Anyway. Woo! Now I'm going to sit down for a bit. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, it's a different sign off to that's totally fucked up. Ah, yeah, weekends do hit different as an adult compared to as a kid. You probably can't see how the skull's built. The bottom half of it's melted away. It actually looks quite funny. If I drink a little bit, you can maybe see it. It's gonna fall off soon. Uh, physics. It's funny. Oh, are you talking about the story about the one athlete who said his medal was like tarnished as fuck only a couple of days after getting it? Well, a skull. Look, anything's a sex toy if you're brave enough, Rays. Ooh, an ice butt plug. That's a whole fucking thing. Drink suggestions for nurses' parties. Is that a thing? I mean, they're just going to want freaking sugar and vodka, really. I'd use those syringes um, that I sent to you, actually. Serve the drinks in syringes, although then that's like shots and encouraging binge drink. Ooh, I wonder if I could lay it. Oh, God. Okay, you've given me an idea. It's the sort of thing I should put on TikTok. I don't do TikTok. Do you have a TikTok account? I just don't use it. Which is silly because I could just repurpose all my shorts for TikTok. Do syringes and drinks called Code Blue. That's another version of a nurse cocktail raise. Everything in the medicine cabinet. Mm. But I think if I could layer a shot in a syringe. No, I couldn't actually because they don't. Do they work? No, I think I'm being overly ambitious there. That's a thing that's not actually going to work. Oh, dude, nurses drink a fuck of a lot. An ex of mine was a nurse, and whoo, they were wild. And then there's the triple O events. There would be events at some venues, just people who worked in emergency services. So that's like nurse, ambo, paramedic, fire, cops. Those were fucking debauched. Yeah, I mean, I should just put all my shorts on TikTok because that's like extremely low effort. I'm just not very organized. So you got a friend who's a nurse, got them into cocktails. Yeah, I mean, cocktails are pretty well. You were doing loss prevention at Dan Murphy's for a while. Nurses buy insane sums of wine. They fucking drink a lot. They really do. Nurses who have birthdays, better hubbies looking for nurse-based drink ideas. Yeah. Well, I mean, the pouches I got look like blood bags. So you could freaking hang them off a thing with a plastic tube and just be sipping from it. I mean, honestly, that would be pretty funny if you went the whole way and had the sort of metal frame with a blood bag that had a drink in it and a plastic tube, and you just occasionally have sips from it. I think that would be pretty fucking funny, honestly. I mean, that's what I could call them. I could make a red cocktail and put it in the sachets and call it a blood bag. These are all true things, and this is what contributes to the drinking. Fucking hard job, overworked, and ignored. Drinks that glow, that's a little bit more difficult to do. Not impossible, but it's a little bit difficult. I mean, you get there's a few shots, layered shots where you put like a cream liqueur that kind of curdles or sits in the thing, and they get names like brain hemorrhage. Because they look super weird. There was a place in Brisbane for a while. I've never been there. I saw their stuff online though. They specialized in really over the top visual cocktails, and it was all that thing about stuff of different consistency. So some stuff would sit on top, and I can't even remember what it was called. But they did really drinks that were really over the top visually. Preparing for a bunch of trick-or-treaters, Celtic. Like, seriously, we get massive amounts of kids here. I'm sure parents bust their kids in because I'm not rich, but a lot of people in this neighborhood are. And I think some kids get brought in here because they think, oh, this is a good neighborhood. You'll get lots of treats here. So I will basically just be preparing for masses of trick-or-treaters. I thought I had enough stuff last year, and I ran out. So, I mean, I like doing it. I'm going to get a fuck ton of stuff, just little things for the kids. Oh no, Tommy Robinson's arrested. That's sad. Oh, you hate to see it. Yeah. That still kind of looks like a skull. I'm not sure how it looks from your perspective. Where do you see it better if it's there? No, literally nobody did trick or treating in Dubbo when I was there. Don't know if anyone does now. You get no trick or treaters? Jesus, we get so many of them. And I mean 60 to 100. So I actually stocked up on some stuff that I like. And then in the lead up to Halloween, I'll get a bunch of those, mini chocolates. I don't give them. There's far too many fucking kids to give them full-sized chocolate minis. No treats in Dubbo, just people turning tricks. Oh wow. Glowing fruit tingle. Okay, code blue. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's lots of things if you put a black light on them, they look fluorescent. So under normal light, that's not going to look like it's glowing. It's just put it under a black light. And in fact, the bar in Brisbane I was talking about, their bar top was all black light to make the drinks look really trippy. I don't think that's true, Safa. I think Raygun actually won quite fiercely contested competition. It might be. I don't really know the ins and outs. But this is a Raygun appreciation stream. I mean, yes, you know what? It's easy to take the piss, but I think she's had enough of that. And we can just go, Raygun is an individual. And give him credit for being an individual. I mean, was it trolling? I don't know. It was very much not what people were expecting to see, I think. She Raygunned the judges. It was just a moment. It was a really special moment, and I want to thank Raygun for giving us all a special moment. It's just cool. Cool to see something nobody was expecting. I was going to do a couple of short videos tonight because I'm behind in short videos. Breaking is very much a US invention. The hip hop scene in the 70s into the 80s started to get popular in the 80s, but I think it dates back to the 70s. Reminds you of Homer Simpson spinning around in circles. Oh dear. Wait, where's my oh my god. Wait, where's my freaking Trello? I had in mind a couple of short ones. Velveteen. Oh, fucking Sherry. I need to get Sherry. Actually, I need to quickly see how I'm supposed to serve that. All right. Let's have a quick look. Velvet. Oh, yep. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to. Should I? I don't know if I can break. No, I can't. Or can I? No, I fucking can't break that skull off. Okay. Now I just got my hands very wet. You know what? I'm just going to do this. Let's do it. I was rock climbing in there too. Get the vertical limit on. Did Mendo do a rock climbing movie? Oh, yeah, no, I know the exact thing you're talking about. Not a fan of breaking. Well, sword fighting, fencing is in there, isn't it? Jousting would be fun, honestly. Dude, as per your advice, I'm 3 months ahead. I've got videos uploaded till halfway through November, and I realized I'd passed Halloween. So I'm going to make some Halloween videos and edit them and then move some around. So these ones come out about 2 weeks before Halloween. It was an old movie from about 2000. The name Vertical Limit sounds familiar. Man, Chris O'Donnell. What happened to Chris O'Donnell? Hey? Mendo's still around. Mendo's still out there giving the full Mendo. Hey, Justin, how you doing? You know what? I'm going to do a short video. I might even do 2 tonight. We'll see. We'll see how I go. No, we're not doing Banana Between the Sheets. We're doing Velveteen. I need to go and get Sherry. Okay, this will just take less than a minute. Oh, look who's here. It's Tom Kitten. All right. Oh god, I fucking should have brought. You know what? I should get a cloth. I made such a fucking mess. Sorry, I'm going to disappear again. All right, trying to run a professional establishment here. Clean as you go. I made a terrible fucking mess. So, all right, inner circle rum can go back here. Gotta clean up this shit. Oh, so, and because it's sugar as well, it's cinnamon sugar. That would just make a real fucking sticky mess if I didn't clean it. Okay, that's done. That's done. That's done. All right. I'm going to reuse this. It's only for a short, and I don't even want to be paying enough attention to go, what's that weird fucking ice in the glass? I'm not going to call attention to it. We'll see. Okay. So, we want to do this first. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to start with soccer. Okay, let's get the components. Getting the components. So it's a cat. It's not a teddy bear. It's definitely seen some shit. Okay, Irish whiskey, liquor 43. I've decided to go Averna Amaro. Okay, bringing this over here too. Okay. Let's get. There's liquor 43. Oh, not much of that left. But I also don't use it very often. Okay. Okay. Sherry, Irish whiskey. That's some Irish whiskey up here. Healing. Single malt. Okay. Bitters and Ceylon. Okay. Aromatic bitters. Orange bitters. All right, see how quickly. Okay, so Irish whiskey. Liquor 43. Sherry. Mar. Okay, bringing this back over here. Oh shit. Should turn this off. Save the battery a little. Okay. 30. Okay, 7.5 mils. Liquor 43. That'll do that. We'll start with 30 mils of Irish whiskey. All right. And now we need the GoPro. Going pro. How's that? Okay. Let's fucking start then. 30 mils of sherry. Sherry's such a nana drink, but it's good in cocktails. Like 43. Averna Amaro. Yeah. Aromatic bitters. Orange bitters. Half of that missed the glass, and 2 drop the sea line. Okie doke. All right, that's the ingredients. Let's get some ice in there. Ice, ice, baby. That's enough ice, ice, baby. Okay. Okay. Put all the lids back on. Put all the lids back on. Okay, and we start again. Gotta do this for 20 seconds. The whole fucking bar wobbles when I do this. That's really fucking tasty. Yum. God, I think I'm going to enjoy this one. Okay. All right. That's the drink, buddy. All right. Now for the talking bit. Let me a short. Let's see if I can do this without fucking up. Little challenge. Can I speak words? Ooh. You know what I should have done? I should have taken a picture of this. For promotional purposes. Like, I seriously have so many pictures of cocktails on my phone. People could be excused for thinking I have a problem. Okay, let's do this. That's on. Let's turn this on. How are we going? Ooh, that's people like it. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Let's fucking go with that. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is arguably a Manhattan variation called a Velveteen, based around Irish whiskey, but it has a lot of other things in it, and I've been very keen to give this a go, so here we go. Oh, yep, this is a really tasty drink. This is my favorite type of stirred down boozy drink. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, put 1 ounce or 30 mils of Irish whiskey, then 1 ounce or 30 mils of sherry. Add to that 1/4 of an ounce, around 7.5 mils of liquor 43, then 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils of Averna Amaro, then 1 dash of aromatic bitters and 1 dash of orange bitters, rounding things out with 2 drops of saline solution to make the flavors pop. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, then strain it into a rocks glass over a big chunk of ice, preferably sexy clear ice. It's a little bit sweet, but it's very tasty. I think you might like this one. It's called the Velveteen. Cheers. I like it. It's Fucking yum. Okay, let me sit down and see what you folks are all up to. What shenanigans has been going on while I've been? Yes. Oh, gotta move some stuff so I can sit down. Okay. Woo. You know what? I'm going to garnish this sucker. Oh, I don't fucking need to go and get my skewers. God, I keep having to go out and get stuff. Very amateurish. Give me a sec. Half a minute, in fact. All right. Skewers. Front door closed, goddammit. Okay. Here we fucking go. Strictly Sega, awesome film last night is Vengeance, VJ Novak film. How old is that and who's in it? It sounds, I get a vibe there's been more than one movie called Vengeance over the year. Okay, well, that was weird. I actually successfully speared a cherry and then it fell off the skewer. 2022, okay. And whom is in it? Whomst? Okay, BJ Novak. Let me freaking Ashton Kutcher's smile. But let me fucking look up BJ Novak because BJ Novak. Oh, that dude. He was like in The Office, the American The Office. Oh, I think I saw a trailer for that one. He actually wrote The Office. He's one of the writers on The Office. Okay, there you go. I know he was in it for a couple of seasons. Ow! I just cut my finger with a cheese cutter. Suffer breaking might be in the Brisbane Olympics. I'm fine with that. As I said last night, the real travesty that has to be gotten rid of is walking. That Olympic walking is a fucking embarrassment, honestly. So, refresh my memory, Strictly Sega. That movie Vengeance is BJ Novak. Is he like a blogger or a podcaster in Vengeance? I have this vague memory that that was the premise. I also guess that even though he's not a huge name, you do something as successful as The Office, and it's going to open a few doors for you. Yeah, he's a podcaster. Yeah, okay, I did see the trailer for it. Yeah. Rays, I have not been watching any of the Olympics. I haven't watched a single thing. I've seen news coverage because it's impossible to fucking avoid. I'm just not a sport person. So it's a real movie, I guess. Like I say, if he's a writer on The Office, that was a lot of years practice. I'm sure he's done heaps of other stuff as well, actually. Hey, Pat, how are you doing? Oh, good. You know what? I went to watch today. I thought I want to watch the final season of uh, the Umbrella Academy, which is on Netflix now. So I'd watch other things, and I went to go and it goes, and it's telling me to start watching it episode 5 of the previous season, and I was like, what? That's weird. Was and I thought maybe one of my offspring had been watching it. And so I started with the new season and it's doing a recap with a bunch of stuff I've never seen. And I thought, maybe I do have to go back to episode 5 of the previous season. So I did, and I was like, yep, for some reason, I just fucking stopped watching the Umbrella Academy. So I watched a couple of episodes today. It'll be a while before I get through all the episodes now. Heine, Raygun's special. I'm just going to say Raygun is very special. Rays, you love sports, but not the Olympics. Same shit every time. Skateboarding was good, but you can just watch the X Games. Yeah. Yeah. It's a thing, really. Okay, this is fucking good. Ooh, that's a minimum 8 out of 10, that one. Fucking yum. Mm. It's maybe a tad sweet. What was in it? I think if I were to remake that, because it was equal parts Irish whiskey and sherry, 30 mils each. I think if I were to remake it, I'd try making it with 45 mils Irish whiskey and 15 mils sherry. Or use a dry sherry, and I don't have a dry sherry, I only have a sweet sherry. And I don't drink enough sherry to have more than one type of fucking sherry in the house. Yeah, apparently they fucking killed it in the swimming as per usual. Get girt, folks. Um, these days, I genuinely think the Melbourne CBD would be an interesting place to live. Not too loud, not too dramatic, but shit tons of food and drink options. If it's affordable, I reckon it would actually be pretty good. Do I remember? I have no idea what that is. Affix? I have no idea what that is. Pat having best day. I love to hear it, man. I friggin' love to hear you having good days. That is really cool. Yeah, it's kind of like a prime minister drowns and everyone goes, okay, get your shit together. Everyone has to swim better. It's fucking embarrassing. Our prime minister went for a swim and never came back. I still love that we have a Harold Holt Memorial swimming pool. It's like there being a JFK Memorial shooting range in the US. You've done city living. I also think it's changed a bit in the last 10 years. Greg would be a good person to ask us. Yeah, he also lived in the Melbourne CBD for a long time. If the US president went for a swim, I assume they're going to be flanked by multiple Secret Service agents. And like I said, people who want to have conspiracies about Harold Holt's disappearance have never seen the bit of coast where he went missing because it's fucked. That guy was a goddamn idiot going swimming there. I've been there and it's just like, fuck, why would you swim here? This is obviously so dangerous. So, for if you're living in the CBD, there's a better than average chance you have a parking space in your building. But also, I don't know that Justin would be coming here with a car. Would you, Justin? I assume you're asking a serious question about your options. Oh man, that drink fucking kicks ass though. Yeah, that's basically the Harold Holt story. Took a submarine to Area 51. You can say you're a good swimmer. Oh yeah, sorry. That's Trump talking about swimming. I'm the best swimmer. Oh god, could you imagine Trump flailing about in the surf? Oh wow, that would be terrible. Yeah, so you have a car in Canberra, but okay, so you would bring it to Melbourne, dude. Holt didn't have any fucking security. There was no security with him. He was just by himself. Is that your mate Josh? Lost wrestling? Oh well. I'm sure he put up a good show. Uh, hmm. Okay, I am kind of tempted to make that one again. I'm not going to do it tonight. What was the other one I was thinking of making? Another short because I'm behind on shorts. Long look back. Rye whiskey, Japanese whiskey, Amaro Montenegro, Fernet Branco, sugar syrup. It's a lot of fucking whiskey. It's like 2.5 ounces of whiskey. It's like, goddamn, dude. That is a lot of whiskey. Wait, how do we serve a long look back? Long look. Oh my god, it's on the rocks again. Fuck it, I'm going to use my glass again. I'm going to do it. Amaro Braulio. I don't have Braulio. Right, well, there's some other fun cocktail names that start with long. Long Flight of Stairs. That's a fun name for a drink. What's in that? Pear flavored god. Well, fuck that for a start. Apple brandy, pear and cognac liqueur, apple juice. Oh my god, that's for getting drunk when you don't want to taste the alcohol. Like vodka, apple brandy, and pear liqueur, and apple juice. Damn. A reference to the Cockney rhyming slang apples and pears for stairs. Long flight of stairs because it's got apple and pears. Yeah, I imagine you'd get a place with a car park. Was it the 60s? I think it was. Ray's talking about PMs. Who remembers John Howard was having a little jog, I think along South Bank in Melbourne, and he did have security with him. They were like running alongside him. And some young fella who was a John Howard fan literally ran up to him and hugged him, which, okay, you could never do with US president, for instance. You get fucking smacked out badly by the Secret Service. So his security didn't stop this guy, and he was a John Howard fan, but the guy had a screwdriver in his hand. Like, I think he was working on something, and he saw John Howard. And he goes, "John Howard, I love John Howard," and he ran up to hug him. He's got a fucking screwdriver in his hand. Like, if he wanted to stab John Howard, he could have done it real fucking easily. That was wild. Mm. Alrighty, we're going to move a couple of things. Put those there for now. And that. Yeah, they have their residents monitored. You meet the PM randomly. Kind of cool. Okay, so we're talking about when did Harold Holt disappear? Harold. Fuck. Holt 67. He 17th December 1967. Damn. I think Holt was with someone. If I remember the story, he was with someone, not security. So there was like someone saw him swim out to sea and fucking disappear. Since Kennedy's headbanging. God, you're making me think of it's like those jokes people say, because you get gatekeeping douchebags say, oh, you say you like that, well, name 3 of their albums. Just douchebag gatekeepers, and there's lots of memes making fun of them. My favorite one is a picture of John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, and Teddy Kennedy, and there's a picture of them, and you say, oh, you say you're into punk and love the Dead. No, they say, you say you're into punk, well, name this band. And the joke is obviously they're the Dead Kennedys. Bad taste. Gotta love bad taste jokes. I know I do. Now, can I get the color out of the bottom of this glass? So when did I wake up? About 8? So it was like, was it just after midnight when I went to bed? I think I got up about 8. Well, just prior to 8, but between 7:30 and 8. Or at least that's when I was awake. I lay about for a bit before getting out of bed. Didn't even have to have a nap today because I'm a real man. Okay, I am going to make one more cocktail video. I'm going to make another short one. So we'll see how quickly I can do it. Okay, Velveteen's good. We're doing a long look back. This drink has a lot of whiskey in it. This is going to knock me out. Okay. Rye whiskey and Japanese whiskey. Okay. Let's get some shit sorted. Okay. There's that. Oof. Right. There's that glass. Now, I'm going to bring this around here. This is not really happening. You bet your life it is. Get the GoPro here. You bet your life. Okay, so all of this is going away. Not using any of this. But okay, what am I using? Mara Montenegro and Finette have got to come out of here. Okay. All right, you two go back. Disappearing into the mysterious cupboard of mystery. Mara Montenegro and Finette Branca. Which I have because I'm a wanker. What sort of person has Finette and Branca in there, honestly? A complete wanker, that's who. Alright, so we're using the Hibiki, the expensive Japanese whiskey. My friend Alex left here. And we'll use the Gospel Street Rye. I'm not like Tarantino. Sometimes you gotta wonder. Okay, so 45 mils of rye. Did anyone pick the song I'm singing there? I might be a cunt, but I'm not a fucking cunt. As opposed to someone who was on the stream earlier this week, being a total fucking cunt. Alright. Alright, so bitters. Do. 3 dashes of bitters. Okay. We're gonna go now. Tell the truth sometimes. What's your mom's number? Oh, I should have turned that on. Okay, I feel like the booze is catching up with me. Okay, let's do this. Rye whiskey. Japanese whiskey. Montenegro. Fernet Branca. Sugar syrup. Very dark drink. 3 dashes of bitters. All right. All right. That's the whole thing. Wait, where's my glass? Drinking problem. I just poured water down the front of my shirt. All right, let's. Professional bar folk would very much frown on what I'm doing with the ice, but you know what? I don't fucking care. Oop, that is a lot of ice to put in. Alright, let's do that. Do this for 20 seconds. I've got a lip to drink a bit so I can see with that. Very boozy. Very heavy with its ice. Alright. That's nice too. This is much lighter than the last one. Okay. Let's do that. And fucking strain this in. Alright. Oh! Get that out of the system. Oh man, I do so many things that are kind of Manhattan variations and old-fashioned variations because they're my favorite drinks. Oh god, now I think I got the hiccups. Do not want to hiccup while I'm talking on a video. That's good. I'm not like Tarantino. G'day, cocktail lovers. This cocktail is arguably a cousin of the Manhattan, but it has a lot of whiskey in it. It's called a long look back. And let's see if I can handle this much whiskey. Ooh, that is deceptively smooth. I think this is quite a dangerous drink. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of rye whiskey, then 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of Japanese whiskey, then half an ounce or 15 mils of Amaro Montenegro, 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils of Fernet Branca, then around 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of sugar syrup, and round things out with 3 dashes of aromatic bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of ice, preferably sexy clear ice. If you have more than one of these, I don't know if you're going to be having a long look back at anything, or it's just going to be a blank thing you don't remember. But it is very tasty, and it's worth trying. Give it a go. The long look back. Cheers. And a little bit more in there. Let's put a little bit more in there. Oh, well, now I'm going to sit down. And this drink might knock me about. I reckon 2.5 ounces of whiskey. Oof. 2.5 shots for those playing along at home. Oh. And then a little bit of lower alcohol Amaro as well. But the main hit is that fucking 2.5 ounces of whiskey. Damn, Donald. Oof. Okay. Alrighty. Settle in, Dune, for the evening. Pat, you want to come in and say hi? You know what? I always want to say hi to you, Pat. So I'll give you the link because I'm finished making videos now. So Pat, or anyone who wants to join, that's the link. Oh man. Okay, 2 really fucking good cocktails tonight. I think I could improve the first one, as I was saying before. But this one's just pretty good. I like it. Oof. Mm. Oh man, that's okay. These were both freaking 8s out of 10. Really nice cocktails. Disturbingly easy to drink considering how much booze is in them. And Pat's trying to join, but it's not working. Not sure what's happening with your internet connection, big guy, but it's not working. I'm trying to bring you in, and it's just saying you're not connected. So you might have to try again. I don't know. I'm just going to have another sip of this. Ooh, nice. Ray's going to have a durry and then join? Nice. Looking forward to it. Okay, this will definitely be it for me and cocktails. Oh man, that is friggin' nice though. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that the recommendation for this one was on ice. What did I have for dinner? I made a big thing. I mentioned the other night. It was like it's almost a meatloaf. It's like with turkey mince and veggies, and I cooked it up and baked it, and it's yummy as fuck. And it's 3 or 4 meals, and I've had 2 now. And look, it's working now, Pat.
All right.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
Oh, no good. Put yesterday, recently.
Yeah, the wrestling was a big day.
Yeah, the big day. I saw Josh.
Yeah,
That much you won. That much.
he was that close.
Yes, that much.
Sounds like a good match then.
There's two. Josh and Dylan Girl.
Oh, is it tag team?
The two. Yeah, the two. The boys. The boys
Tag
won.
team stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, it sounds like if
saw-
it was close, it was a good match if it was close.
Yeah, I saw Fox. No, wrestling that yesterday.
But you saw them, but they weren't wrestling.
Yeah, it's Fox. My friend
All right.
Fox gonna help the boys gonna really get out of that.
All right. So the Fox was just like coaching.
Yeah.
Fox was helping.
I think the bell, ding ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Fox
a
was
bell,
ringing the bell?
and yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And then the songs.
Sounds like you had a good time though.
Yeah, it's fun.
A lot of fun at the wrestling.
Yeah, I said I saw my friends the other man you saw that last time once that man. I saw that man. Let me see me. Hello. Oh man, no way. I gotta eat in the ring. You gotta run.
Ray's reckons you got gold in shooting at the Olympics. Not saying that means anything, but it reminds me of the jokes about how badly the Americans were doing at shooting at the Olympics. America's going, come on, isn't this our thing? Shooting? Shouldn't we be getting all the gold? I thought this was our thing. That's
so weird. Yesterday. The YouTube yesterday. I missed that.
Oh, that's okay.
Yesterday.
I mean, you're busy.
Yeah, that work.
We had a quiet night last night, but that was okay.
You're not drunk?
A little bit. I actually was pretty reasonable. No, I drank. You'd be proud of me, Pat. I drank lots of these, the mineral waters. I drank
my dad said no. The beer and that.
Yeah, no, it's not beer. It's mineral water. It's good for
you. I didn't say that. My dad said.
I had 3 of these last night. So, but it was a bit quiet, and I got pretty tired, so I went to bed at midnight, and didn't even have to have a nap today. It was good.
Yeah, man, I'm back home. Papa's won.
Wow, you were a big night. I mean, honestly, obviously the Melbourne underworld was spent the night quivering in fear because you were out stalking them till 1:30.
No,
sorry, no. Sorry, what I meant to say, if anyone from law enforcement is watching, and there was an unusual number of hits in the Melbourne underworld, it wasn't Pat. Just because he was out till 1:30 a.m. and there was a lot of blokes woke up dead prior to that wasn't Pat. It was not Pat. Okay, I just want to be very clear. Pat is not the most feared hitman.
Lots of cars. There's lots of cars.
Lots of cars. Do you get stuck in traffic?
Me. Yep. You go. Go.
Stop.
Evan Wicker.
That sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, Evan Wicker. You know that. Wait, you know that bad day.
He had a bad day?
Yeah, you know man. You're a weird
Yeah.
man. You're a dog. Go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know,
You know
we
what?
lost cars today.
I just had a flashback to years ago
Oh, man.
when Corey, Mr. Safety, was visiting Melbourne, and I was driving him and someone else around the streets of Melbourne, and he was in the back seat, and I was just I was driving and just going like, because people were jaywalking, I was going, "Don't jaywalk in front of me, motherfucker! I will run you down. I won't even slow down." And I was just saying this stuff, and then I heard a voice. Because the laneways in Melbourne are really narrow, so the footpath's right there, the pedestrians right, and I heard a voice I didn't recognize go, "Oh, that's unnecessary." And I looked back, and Corey actually had the window down. So when I'm sitting here saying I'm going to murder people, pedestrians are hearing me say that, and it was a pedestrian that went, "Oh, that's unnecessary." And Corey and the other guy who was in the car were just laughing non-stop. And I was like, "Dude, don't have the window down. I don't want the pedestrians to hear me saying I'm going to murder them all."
Oh, man. That's fun. That's good.
It was fun. Also, probably the most fun thing I ever did in a car, because the football crowds are obnoxious as fuck. When there's lots of people going to or from football grounds, they'll jaywalk and they'll block intersections, and they're ridiculous. I was down near Marvel Stadium now, down in Docklands, and I was at a red light sign, a lot of people going, but the lights changed. And I was going, I'm going to go. And these jerks just kept walking right in front of the car. So what I did was rev my engine really loud and then drop because I was in a manual. So I revved the engine really loud and then dropped the clutch so the tires squealed. And then I braked because I'm not going to run someone over. But I made a noise like I was going to run people over, really loud engine rev, and then tires squealing. And the jerks who were jaywalking, desperately jumping out of the way because they thought I was going to kill them. Hilarious. It was so funny. It made I was really frustrated with them, but the way they acted like they thought I was really going to run them over made my night. It was so funny.
No. That's cool.
I'm glad you never jaywalk, Zaha, but blocking traffic with jaywalking is jerk behavior. Technically, jaywalking is crossing the road without lights. And if you're doing it safely and you're not blocking traffic, I've got no problem. But holy crap, the people who just walk in front of traffic piss me off so much. And, oh, what the hell? Sorry. Joining us is Ray.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm running on today.
Well, you've been doing all the late shifts. I'm not surprised you're tired.
Yeah, I fucking didn't get home until 9:30 this morning.
Oh man, that the old having to sleep during the day messes you up, I think.
Dude, I'm so pale. And like, you forget that dinner's important warm.
Yeah, that one too.
Oh damn!
Like my first month on this job, so I'm walking average 17 to 30,000 steps a day just on site, and like I lost 15 kilo the first month.
I was about to say, yeah, massive sort of aerobic exercise doing those.
Yeah.
I worked with a guy who was living alone, so he didn't have much going on, and he was just voluntarily walking for a minimum 2 hours a night. Like he'd get home from work and he'd just go walking, and he'd walk around the park, and he lost like over a year. He lost like 30 kilos.
Yeah, like everyone thinks it's running. Don't run, just walk.
He was walking for 2-3 hours every single night, and it was just like, damn.
Yeah, if you run, you don't burn nowhere near as many calories as you would walking.
Yeah.
Because you can walk longer and your heart rate stays at that
Yeah.
fat burner pace.
And you
So,
freaking
yeah.
hurt yourself running. Because Mrs. Angry and I go for a walk most days, and we see joggers occasionally going, "Yeah, you don't look good. You look like you're in pain. You look like
Yeah.
you're hurting yourself."
That's weird.
Dude,
But I like having a walk.
I have some funny information that I know you'll find hilarious.
Oh yes, please.
So I dropped out of it when they did this just because I was more curious about, like, when I go for the visa, I wonder what, like, when they do the integrity check on you and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I applied for the police and passed the integrity check.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck that happened. They all know me.
That's it, because they all know you. They're just going, I reckon he's okay now.
I called them because I was like, okay, so you passed through, you got to go do all the exam shit. And I was like, nah, I'm kind of good now. They're like, well, why did you apply? I'm like, I just want to see if I get an American visa.
Just wanted to see if you could- Oh god. Yeah, it's like years ago I actually worked for defense for a little while, and I had to do the base level security thing, which was a pain. And then because I was contracting, and the agency said, "Oh yeah, you should go for the next level clearance and you get my chops." And I looked at what you had to do to get this next, and it wasn't even top secret. It was just the next level of security clearance. And it's like, they're going to call every member of my family, everyone I've worked with for the last 20 years. And I was just like, this is a pain in the ass. I am not doing it. This is terrible.
Was that NV1s back then? Because you need
Oh god, I don't even
NV1
remember
now.
what the classification was. It was the one below top secret, though. It wasn't even top secret, because the vetting for that goes on for like a year.
Yeah, if you go for like NV3, man, it's fucking, they hack your phone and everything. They put taps on
Yeah,
it.
oh yeah.
For like a year.
Yeah, no secrets. You go to those screenings and they're like, so you like the lesbian midget porn then? It's just like,
I love that shit.
everything
Bangandmidget.com
about
is
you
the
that.
best website. That used to have two Oompa Loompas fucking as soon as you went to it on the screen.
Oh, it was just like fucking wild. When they showed me what they were actually going to do for this security clearance, and it would take 3 months to do, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Screw that. And then when I complained about that, I actually talked to someone who'd done the top secret one, and they're like, "You're a little bitch. Top secret takes a year of vetting to get."
Yeah, it can take longer. That's like, if you're lucky, it'll take a year. It can. It basically, from what it is now, from what I've been told, is until they're satisfied.
Yeah,
that they've
they
got
can
enough
keep going.
information.
Yeah.
It just continues. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never gone for the higher ones, but I can't see how. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, no. When they just told me what was involved, I went, no, not doing it. No, fuck that. Like, I actually liked working for defense. I was like, doing some. I was actually working on revamping their material, like their supply chain software, and so it was really fun. So you got to talk to the sergeants, because that's all run by sergeants, and sergeants are funny as fuck. The highest ranked non-commissioned officer who thinks commissioned officers are all dickheads. They're so much fun to talk to.
The funny thing with the military is they got their whole like ranking and their structure and shit. And if you're not in the military, they're cool as fuck. But if you're in the military, the higher ranks shit on you.
Oh yeah. It's just friggin' wild. Like when you work out what they're all doing, like, and because there's the whole thing about, okay, we want to accommodate XYZ, and I was quoting, I think it was a major, it's like in the report I wrote, it's like, yeah, we do actually want to help people get the supplies they want, but at a certain point, you're in the goddamn army, like, toughen up, princess. It's like, you didn't get something you wanted, fucking deal with it.
Dude, in Williamstown, like where the Time Ball Tower is,
yeah.
So that's where they train the commandos. And like, if you go there at the right time of the year, you can actually look out at the fucking water and just see them doing their training in the water. It'll just be like this random camouflage dude in the water, just stressing his life out. Like, fuck.
Yeah. The one thing I found out is that like standard enlisted have standard equipment, and that's all they're meant to get. Special forces can literally have anything they want.
Yeah, dude.
And so the enlisted get really fucking shirty at special forces because special forces get anything. They ask for anything and they'll get it.
Like they get whatever they want, whatever weapon they want, they can get. You know. But here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
That's the one that Ben Cousins decided he was going to break into the barracks on. Yeah, no, Sega, man. I remember you messaging me about that. No, good, man. Definitely, just keep walking. Like I'm telling you, it fucking works. Like, I shred it. I eat like shit too. Like,
I need to walk a lot more than I do, but at least I walk sometimes. So
yeah, to the bar to pour the next drink isn't really counting.
Exactly. You know, if I go back and forth to the bar enough times, that's almost a kilometer. You know, so
there is another weight loss program, but it's not ideal.
What is it?
AIDS.
Yeah. Well, okay. In the course of my life, here are the guaranteed weight loss plans that I've been on. Extreme illness, like if you get some sort of stomach flu, so you're just vomiting and shitting for a week and you can't hold it, you'll lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Extreme poverty is another good one. I went through a period of a couple months where I had no fucking money and I could not afford to buy food. Yeah. You lose a lot of money on 2 minute a lot of weight on 2 minute noodles is all I'm saying. I don't really recommend either of those because they're terrible.
The crack. Yeah, I'm saying a crack.
Yeah,
100%.
Meth, I've heard, is good for weight loss. Oh, I swear to God. Okay, in my 20s, in shared houses, I saw my fair share of fucked up shit. And one of my housemates in one house, she had problems because she had actually danced with the New Zealand ballet, and because the guys are meant to be able to lift the ballerinas over their head and make it look effortless. So if they weigh more than about 40 kilograms, they get heaps of shit. So they're all on starvation. And so she had a bad eating disorder. And then in a shared house I was in, I don't know, it's like her boyfriend was just like, well, speed is an appetite suppressant.
Man.
And so she was doing way too much and did not sleep for about 3 or 4 weeks. And if you ever read any studies of sleep deprivation, psychosis sets in.
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
This caught me by surprise because I didn't know she was doing all this speed. And I mean, like, I saw really weird behavior. Like, she read somewhere that the mouthful of saliva has 50 calories in it. So she was habitually spitting to get the saliva out of her mouth because there were calories in it. But anyway, I'm like lying in bed one day, and then I just hear this howling, some human person howling like a werewolf, and I'm like, the fuck is that? And I went, it was in a terrace in like Chippendale, and I walked downstairs and 2 of my housemates are there. The one who, unbeknownst to me, is on amphetamine psychosis, and my more normal housemate. And I walk through these 2 girls and they're just looking at me and they're smiling, and I'm going, cool, you're acting like nothing's happening. And I like went to the loo pretending I wasn't coming to find out what the noise was. Then I went back to bed and the howling started again. So what happened, this girl who was having the psychotic episode, she could only have a conversation for about 15 to 30 seconds before she would lose it and just start screaming and whatnot. And the funny thing, she, like I said, she was a New Zealander. She just kept
no, it just gets better.
Yeah, I know, she was a New Zealander.
Screaming,
right?
it's oh shit.
Yeah, and she would ring people up like an ex-boyfriend and she'd start, and her family, and would start having a conversation, but within 15, 30 seconds just start screaming at them. And so what happened, because she rang her family in New Zealand and freaked her dad out, and he actually flew over and just came and basically got it sectioned, and then got her fucking tranquilized and put her on a flight back to New Zealand. And we were like, oh, that's probably for the best, quite honestly.
That's
I've
bad.
had it a few times, like especially like working doors, man. You see the fucking psychosis in people because they'll come out after like 2 weeks of a bender. They'll get to the door, man, and they're not even making fucking sense. I had one cunt start talking to me about the Bible, and I'm just looking at him like, and you think you're getting entry.
Yeah, exactly. See, hey, Fallen Dreams, how you doing, man? We're having a good time. You can see what the conversation is at the moment.
Weight loss.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. So my favorite thing, this housemate who had the psychotic episode, like her ex-boyfriend name, who she called up and screamed at, his name was Terry, and he had the nickname Tell. Like that's the English.
You already lost it. See, any cunt called Terry the fuckhead.
Yeah. So there's the English thing of Tell somehow being a nickname for someone called Terry. And I thought, oh, she just screamed at someone on the phone. And there was a magazine next to the phone, and she disappeared for a while. And I saw she'd circled one word like 100 times on a whole page of text. It was the word tell. Like instead of someone went to tells. And so she was reading a magazine, and the word tell was there, which was the ex's nickname. And she circled it a million times and like, this is a message from God. I have to call him. That's how fucking off her trolley she was.
Right, to be fair, like imagine showing up and you're like in this fit fucking state, you know, like you've got no meat on you, and they're like, oh, you're 41 kilo. Fuck you, you fat piece of shit. Like, the
New Zealand Ballet gave her a eating disorder and probably a mental health disorder as well.
All those the news anchors, like the reporters and shit, the females, they've all got them. They're all fucking with damaged as. Like,
I tell you the surprising thing that freaked me out, like after she got spirited away by her dad, because a lot of her stuff, she'd had some idea that she was going to get into making clothes, and she'd been collecting fabric, right? And like with a fucking crackhead, it's one of two things: either they live in filth, or they're so hyped they are organized to a terrifying degree. Yeah. When she was gone, I went into her room, and there were these shelves, multiple shelves, and there were just dozens of bolts of material that were just incredibly neatly folded and arranged. And her room was so neat and so tidy, it freaked me out more than if it was a pigsty. It was just like, oh no, she was so off her tree. She wasn't sleeping. She was just cleaning her room 20 times a day.
That's fun.
I don't know. I saw it lots of times.
Are you cleaning up outside, Pat?
No, I see here. Look at
yeah, he's cleaning up the streets.
Yes, Pat cleans up the streets. What the line from Taxi Driver? Sometime a real rain will come and clean all the filth off the streets.
Yeah.
Pat is the rain.
Yeah, that
dude, that movie, like, people can say what they want about fucking horrors and all that. That movie, when you watch it and you think about the headspace of Vietnam vet in a fucking that is the most terrifying character I've ever seen played in a movie.
Yeah,
like, it's fun. He plays it so well.
Yeah, and the trippy bit at the end is most people seeing him as a hero as well. And it's
he's just plodding away for the next one.
Yeah, it's just like because a whole bunch of things could have gone really wrong, but they ended up going kind of right. And people were saying he was some sort of hero, and it's just like, no, he's crazy. What's wrong with you?
Like, I've watched a bunch of interviews on people like bands and shit from New York, and they all reckon if you watch Taxi Driver, that hits what New York was like back then to a T. Like, they reckon that's exactly how the fuck it was. Yeah,
New York in the 70s was a nightmare.
Yeah, they reckon you'll never find a more accurate description of how it was to live in New York than that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's just oof, god damn. Strictly Sega. Would ballerinas? You mean because of their flexibility, dude? You're gonna hurt yourself off all the bones that are sticking falling out of them, basically.
You ever been hit with a bat, man? That's what it's gonna feel like.
Okay, I had a
Yeah,
friend.
that's my heart.
I had a friend at uni who worked at the Opera House in Sydney, and he had a running joke. Is like, you kind of can tell the ballerinas down the street because if they drop something, they bend from the waist, like their legs are perfectly straight, and they just bend from the waist and pick something up off the ground. And he said it was really weird. They would always fall for their leading man, which was 9 times out of 10 a waste of their energy because most, not all, but most of the guys in the ballet were, surprise, gay. But my favorite thing, he said, because of the bad design in the Opera House, there was a particular fuse box that the only way to get to it was to go through one of the dressing rooms. And something blew out during a performance and he just had to go there. And he knows he had to run through the women's dressing room, and he banged on the door and said, "Close your eyes, ladies, I'm coming through."
He just had to do it.
And he said, no word of a lie. Half the dancers in there had their hands over their eyes. And he said they were all half naked, but half of them, when he said, "Cover your eyes, I'm coming through," half of them actually did it. Half of them actually covered their eyes.
No, girlfriend.
That's just the, yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, Ray's, Mofo reckons you're capturing the Olympic spirit.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, definitely going to have
300
hold. Well, yeah. Well, Dr. Abigail was telling us last night, like in the 1920s or early 20th century, there was poetry in the Olympics, which is...
Of course, Dr. Abigail knows that.
Like, of course she
of all the information to know, she's
just
the one that would know that.
Facts. The absolute weirdest facts. Yeah.
Doc's alright yesterday?
Yeah, she actually joined the stream last night, which is where she shared this stuff about the old Olympics. There was architecture in the Olympics once, apparently, but I don't know.
Imagine being like, man, I got a gold medalist in what?
Architecture.
Yeah,
man, I designed the fuck out of that building and the judges loved it.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and just point something out, though. So, you know the Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
Fucking shit painting. Like, it's not a good painting.
It's not very impressive. It's like what? It's like that big?
And that bitch has a fading hairline, too, so it's not like she's fucking, like, anything to look at, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just because it survived. The main reason that's a notorious thing is...
It got fucking acid thrown on it. Someone cut through acid on it at one point.
Yeah, but it's got, it's behind glass, so they can't hurt it. Oh, my favorite was some crazy dude, like the statue of David, which is on display somewhere in Rome. Some dude actually attacked it with a hammer, and he smashed one of the toes before someone tackled him.
You're so full of shit. I already know what your favorite is, and why are you lying? I remember your favorite. Your favorite was fucking Australia Day when they ripped Captain Cook's head off.
That was fucking hilarious, quite honestly. Just hacksaw.
Yeah, like someone literally took power tools out there and no one called the cops.
Yeah, someone's walking through the park and they hear power tools and see sparks flying off Captain Cook and they're going, "Not my business. I don't fucking do it."
Like they took no snitch serious.
Yeah, that was wild. I was also like in Sydney, the Queen Victoria building has this giant sculpture of Queen Victoria, and it's got a plaque saying "A gift from the people of Ireland." And the story goes, some clowns in England thought, "Yeah, we should put a big statue of Queen Victoria in the middle of Dublin or Belfast." I forget which city it was, and the city councillor just going like, "The IRA are going to bomb the fuck out of it."
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Why are we going to have this in the town square? the IRA are just going to blow it up. And then someone heard, in Sydney, in Australia, they're reopening a building called the Queen Victoria Building. And they've just gone, fuck yeah, let's send it to them. And it'll make us look good and we'll get rid of it. It's like a bomb magnet here.
I actually do. It's not what you'd expect. Actually, Angry, you might remember this because you live West Side. So,
yeah.
I'll go into the story first. They're a graffiti crew called AFP from Melbourne. Some of the writers from there, Accuse, I know was one of them, did a massive wall on the train track side, like the track sides going towards the city from North Melbourne.
Yeah.
And it was a big fucking line, and it just had Kings of the Underground.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll find it on Google, but that shit was one of that and Accuse again. Also, Hosier Lane, the big blue woman.
Yep.
That was Accuse.
Oh, nice.
So those two really.
Okay, we're going to talk about fave paintings. Here's the thing. Like, famously, when Gough Whitlam was in power, he bought a Jackson Pollock drip painting called Blue Poles, which is in the Australian National Gallery, paid $1 million for it. And, of course, all the conservatives were like, blah, 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 blah. This is bullshit. That's what a waste of taxpayer money. Conservatively, Blue Poles is now worth $500 million. But anyway, when I was at college, my art class, we were taking a field trip to the National Gallery, and I was going to my lecturer. And I said, "Can I stand in front of Blue Poles and say, 'This is bullshit. My 5-year-old nephew could do this'?" And my lecturer laughed and said, "I fucking dare you. Do it. Do it. I want to see it." And I was literally going to do it because I'd never seen Blue Poles. But then I went there and stood in front of it. Blue Poles is fucking impressive. It's not meaningless. There's structure and there's form in it. I really like it. Oh, Dr. Abigail, you have the sick? You were suggesting last night you maybe have the sick. Now you're confirming.
You missed that conversation. It's good weight loss.
Yeah.
I take on Monday.
You were sick on Monday?
I genuinely don't know if there's a photo of it, Sega. If there is, I'll fucking try and find it. But like, you're going on 2005 to 2008.
It'd have to be like an archivist or something.
Yeah, and it was like that was during the like peak of it too. Like every day there was a new so I'll see if I can find it. Safi, you want me to share Blue Poles? Sure. I can find a photo of the blue woman though. I'll do that one.
Yeah. What am I doing? Opening image. Oh, wait a sec. I'll try and find the largest one I can of it. Okay. Well, that's fucking stupid. That's supposed to be large. What the fuck is that about? The internet's lying to me, is all I'm saying. Okay, so I'll share it. Where is it? Okay, so this is Blue Poles.
Whoa!
Right. Okay, so that's not really because it's huge. It's really huge. It's imposing, and honestly, it's a visually really compelling piece of art. I genuinely like it.
Let's go.
You know what, though? If we're going to talk canvas painting,
yeah,
I'm not even lying when I say probably Bob Ross, something from him. Like, some of the shit he used to do was fucking amazing, you know? Like,
I love Bob Ross's spirit. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah. But some of that shit he used to paint was just like fucking so far out there, and you just like, I can't literally just turn the white canvas into like an entire scenery.
And the way he talked you through it, and just go like, look, anyone can do that. You do this, you do this, you do.
Dude just beat the shit out of his brush.
Yep. No. Bob Ross is great. I agree. Oh God, Strictly Sega. That is absolutely reminding me of those old carpet cleaning ads with Pro Heart. Oh, what a mess! Those ads were hilarious. And also, Pro Heart was really funny. I thought he was a really funny guy because, as like, he got popular and people said he was like schlocky commercial art. And his response was like, fuck you. I don't care. Pro Heart was pretty good.
What's that? Alangos Bridge by Van Gogh. Oh yeah, Van Gogh was alright. Was he the one that cut his fucking ears off on absence or something?
No, he had really quite severe mental health things, and he apparently cut at least part of his ear off to send it to the sex worker that he was in love with.
Chopper did it better.
But yeah, oh god, that was like because he wanted to go into protective custody. They got someone to cut his ears off. I told you I was crazy. Jesus.
That dude was a character, man. Like,
you're a hell of a character.
He was cool as shit too. He helped me out when I was a kid, but he was like outside that, he was cool as fuck. You used to you'd see him at the pub and shit all the time, and he'd just always be the same cunt. He'd just be sitting there telling the same stories and shit. But the best bit of it, when you got to know him a little bit, he was telling the stories constantly because then people would keep buying him drinks. And he was just getting a free fucking ride.
Free drinks. Yeah. All right. So I was going to share a couple because these are really nice bits, and I recognize this artist's style, the Blue Lady. Yeah, you get this artist's.
That's an acute. That's a accused AFPA.
Yeah. You see that artist's style around town.
Yeah, that one's done by Q's AFP. You will see.
Walk there.
That's Hosier Lane. You'll see Accuser's work in almost every single part of Melbourne. It's fucking. He's been doing it for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Man, so
that's Strictly Sega's favorite Van Gogh. The bridge, and it is beautifully piece. But Mofo saying, ask me, I'm in cybersecurity these days, which is fun because there's so much we have to do. And you're back in tech as well? Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I'm like in assurance and compliance. I'm the one who goes to people, hey, you know what the standard we're meant to meet is? You're meant to have this in place. Do you have this in place? Because if you don't, we've got to work on it.
What is that? Like, so you just be doing a lot of coding and shit, huh? People. Is it like a lot of like programming and shit like that with cybersecurity? Yeah.
I don't do the programming, but yeah, I work with the people that's going like, okay, what systems are you in charge? How much would be fucked up if they got taken out by a hacker? Okay, what are we doing to make sure that doesn't happen?
So we're blaming you for Sony.
Okay, of everything we're using, what are the ones that we would be up shit creek in the first day if they got taken out? Because we just couldn't work. Like, what are the things that would fuck us up within 24 hours? Okay, let's look at them. What should we be doing to make sure they don't get taken out? Are you doing that? So I don't actually do the work. I don't do the programming, but I work with people and go, well, if it's this important, then we should be doing, this, and this to.
So you just happen to forget to protect one of the world's most important payroll fucking programs, huh?
And payroll's obviously top 5. If people don't get paid, there's hell to pay.
They took that down, and I was like, man, I get paid today too. This is shit.
Yeah. Payroll's always number 1. You got to pay people, or everything goes to shit. Yeah. So yeah, I'm the person who bugs people and go, hey, you know that thing you're in charge of that would completely fuck everything up if it got taken out by a hacker? Have you done the things we're supposed to do to stop a hacker from doing that? So,
Fuck. Remember when
Dad,
I remember
why
when
is it
4chan was a
Facebook?
big thing. They were taking down shit for ages. Remember, like they took out fucking Scientology at one point. They just started doing
there
their
was the
website.
4chan versus Scientology war from, God, what was that, 10, 20 years ago?
Have to be fucking close to 20 years ago.
Yeah, that was a huge thing for a while. They were determined to mess with Scientology.
They still fucking do to a point, I guess, because like you heard about what they were doing in California at the Scientology building, like fucking Hollywood Boulevard.
No, what were they doing?
One dude just went out there and started filming them and making them uncomfortable. He grew like a little following, and they just kept growing. And now there's just massive groups of people standing outside filming them and yelling at them and stopping them from recruiting and shit. And it just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah.
So realistically, I mean, it worked.
They suck. I mean,
I'm not saying that. I'm moving to America, bro.
Oh no, Scientology. You get like I have one video. I think the title of it is just Scientology is a dangerous cult. And I go, I am literally just quoting a judge who put a finding against Scientology, and it was entered into the record, a judge saying Scientology is not a religion, it's a dangerous cult. So I can say that without fear of repercussions because it's been entered into the record by a judge.
Lucky you. I've got fear of repercussions. I love you, America, man. Eagles. All the Eagles. Best Eagles.
Yeah. No. But yeah, no, Scientology's not mainstream. They're fucking weird. You just,
I don't know. There is that whole. Have you heard those fucking conspiracy nuts sitting there saying Scientology, the Illuminati, and shit? How they're all linked in and they run the government. It's just like, what the fuck? Everything. What next? Fucking Batman's gonna be running the government, man. Like,
my favorite one ever, and I have a video on this as well. Because you get, various stupid anti-Semitic things that have happened for centuries, saying, "Oh, the Jews run this, the Jews run that."
Yeah.
Oliver Stone, the Hollywood film director who did JFK, he's nutty as a fruitcake. He is actually really into conspiracies, and in an interview once, he was just going about he doesn't get to make the things he wants because, and he basically said, because Jewish people controlling Hollywood can dictate what you can and can't make, and if it doesn't fit their agenda, go in. And so this got published. Oliver Stone saying, I can't do what I want because the Jews run Hollywood. And some guy, I don't know if he's in the Jewish Anti-Defamation League, but he went public and he's going like, this is inexcusable. He should never work in Hollywood again. Like, we should ruin his career because he said this terrible lie. And I was like, and I made a video and said, hold on, dude, are you saying I am so upset that Oliver Stone said the Jews run Hollywood? We should use our influence within Hollywood to ruin Oliver Stone's career, because you'd be kind of proving his point if you did that. And it was just, and because I remember seeing a Jewish stand-up comedian doing things like, oh, is there anything? And someone's like, he was upset at someone saying Jews run Hollywood. And he goes, that was, a terrible slur. And he's like, fuck you, man. We worked really hard to have all the most important roles in Hollywood. And I'm not giving it up. So, you just back off.
You know what I love about this whole fucking the Jews run the world, they're so powerful, argument that these conspiracy nuts have? Yeah. I have a fucking response to them that they never seem to be able to answer. And it's, if the Jews are so powerful and they've held all this power for all these years and they they sacrificed Jesus and they've been so powerful and so strong since fucking, beginning of time, Jews have been in power. Why the fuck have they been enslaved so many times?
Yeah, it's you look at the history of anti-Semitism is fucking horrific, and
they've been enslaved more than anyone. I think they constantly get
and they've been
put
thrown out of countries. When I do prepare for the stream, I always look on like Wikipedia and go, did anything of note happen at this day? I can say it's the anniversary.
Yeah.
I swear to fuck, all the
It was Jewish,
horrible oh, on this date, English Parliament said we're going to expel every Jewish person from England, and at this point, this country in Europe said we're going to expel, and it's just like, fuck, dude, pretty rough run for people who control the
Even
world.
in the Bible, they're enslaved.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, pretty goddamn tough run for people who control the world. I'm just saying. So, Dr. Abigail, you're saying Scientology will threaten but won't actually sue. Yeah. And that is a good point. There are a number of things like that they can't afford you going to court, because if there's a court finding against them, but that's what it said. There was this one that went to court, and Scientology lost real bad, and the judge, just as it said, went on the record saying Scientology is not a religion; they're a dangerous cult, and that's why they literally don't want to go to court, because they're almost definitely going to lose, and it will work against them.
Dude, I got stuck in a fucking hectic storm the other night, and it was ice cold, you know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, so talking about Tom Tanuki, I do like his stuff. He's a Melbourne left-wing activist, and yeah, he did do a thing like targeting people who are opposed to what the Israeli government and the Israeli military are doing. That's a mistake, because you should be going against the actual Nazis, essentially. I guess I kind of have a connection to Tom Tanuki, actually. I'm trying to think if I've ever actually sat down with him in person, but I do have connections to him. But yeah, get Mr. Beast and PewDiePie. No, we'll get Destiny in here, yeah, and Mr. Beast and PewDiePie, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Beast, I'm gonna ask that cunt to buy me a car.
Yeah, okay, this was fun. I'm glad that came up, because Justin, I recommend you watch Legal Eagle's video on Mr. Beast. Legal Eagle, he's an American lawyer, and he does law-related videos and whatnot. And he went into great, it's a 20-minute video. He goes into great lengths of all the people who are hacking on Mr. Beast now, and go, but in terms of actual law, what is the situation here? And it's a really good video. And I have to admit, after watching Legal Eagles, I was looking at thinking, yeah, no, those guys who are putting out those videos getting Mr. Beast is fucked, they're fucking douchebags. They are absolute.
Mr. Beast has honestly, such good chocolate, man.
You love his chocolate. I have had it once.
I haven't seen enough of the dude to actually be able to say whether I like his shit or not. But I mean, the shit I have seen has been pretty. I watched him do a couple things where they buried a guy in a coffin for 48 hours and shit, and gave him $500K. You know, that shit was pretty cool to watch. But I mean, people sit there and talk shit oh, he makes people hurt themselves for money. Fuck, have you not seen Jackass?
Yeah, I know.
Three Stooges.
I have to admit, I like his ones where he has $1 version of something versus $1 million version. I actually really enjoy those ones.
I haven't seen them once.
Oh, look at those ones. It's like $1 home versus $10 million home.
Yeah,
and travel. But I like those ones. But yeah, I mean, Mr. Beast, I'd never work for him because the work environment seems toxic as fuck to me. And also, I get bugged, and this is just my personal little thing. His thumbnails are often not what the video is actually about. It's about just grabbing your attention. But that's what you do on YouTube. You just grabbing
that's what I mean. YouTube's not the same as 2006. You know, it's not the same as it's fucking so different. It's all algorithm based. It's all you got to do select things and certain words. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Sega.
And as I've mentioned on other streams, people who know him and have worked with him, like particularly his editors, just go like, he doesn't seem to understand the concept of doing something like doing a video, creating something for artistic reasons or personal
Yeah.
reasons. He's
Which
just
is
going,
fun.
no, but if you change this, and this, you get, another 10 million views. And they're going, yeah, but that's not what this person wants. This person is creating that video as a self-expression or an artistic expression. And Mr. Beast does not do self-expression, and he does not do artistic expression. He does how many 100 million views can I generate with this? And that's his thing. And fine. But
I mean, dude's made us that much money and shit, he's gotten that much success. You can't help but look at the guy and be like, nah, solid, but I couldn't do it.
no. It's not for me. It's fine. And the fact that it's not for me is neither here nor there for him. But there is something a little bit weird about his drive, but Jesus Christ, who doesn't have something weird about them, honestly? I love that as a benchmark. We say, YouTube went to shit when What the Buck stopped doing news. I did like his videos, and I did get to meet Michael as well. And he is a super nice person. He's just bizarrely nice. And like, he was so friendly to me and so supportive. Yeah. Does anyone remember David Dobrik? That doesn't sound even vaguely familiar to me.
Not me. I don't know.
There was a guy for a while there. I'm trying to think his fucking name. It was a Yank. He was like, for like, I don't know, a year or two, a couple of years, he was like known as the company, like that king of trolling. He used to do all the Call of Duty games and shit, but I forget his fucking name. It was like,
Dr. Abigail, I didn't watch a lot of Will It Blend, but I loved it as a concept. It was literally a company that had this bizarrely overpowered blender. Like, it was like a blender powered by a fucking nuclear reactor or something. And they would literally make videos where it's just like, we'll sell you this for your home, but watch this when we put fucking steel into the blender. It actually shreds steel. It was just, they would just blend all this. That's it. Oh, that was them. Blend Tech. Blend Tech blenders.
What was those fucking, they were Ukrainian cunts, bro? They used to sneak in the like Chernobyl and swim in the reactor fucking water and shit. What was their name?
I do remember that as well. People who shot videos in the controlled zones in Chernobyl. Yeah.
And they'd like take a fucking like kayak out and then start drinking the fucking water. It's like, you can't be making that much of these videos,
There's a guy who used to pick on. Yeah, I say now we're just reliving all our golden age.
Yeah. That I think Sega knows what I'm talking. I can't think of his fucking name. Save my life.
Heine, I have no idea who you're talking about. That guy, David Dobrik. Never heard of him.
I believe they're called.
Yeah. Gary Meteor. The guys who were swimming in Chernobyl, we call them dead guys.
Yeah, fucking not wrong. I got hooked on those fucking Chernobyl videos for a while, man. Like all those kinds of trespassing on it and that. It was just there's something about them going around like Pripyat and going in there. You're just like, damn, it really is fucking.
And, you get these videos from Russia of people sort of dancing on ledges on high rises or going out on cranes and doing just freaky, dangerous stuff. And I did actually see a couple of videos. YouTube wouldn't let them go on. I saw them on other sites where someone's shooting from the ground. Someone's dancing on a ledge on a high rise, and they lose their footing, and down they go. And I had a Russian friend, and I asked her, "What the fuck is this? Why are these guys doing that? Is that a real thing?" And she just said, "Life's just so shit in Russia. It's so controlled and so and there's no future and there's no hope. These guys are just trying to feel something. They're just doing that. So it's like I have no control over my life and I have no hope for a future. But if I dance on the ledge of a high rise, I feel alive while I'm doing it. Yeah. Oh, Mary Media. The videos of the guys falling were horrifying.
There was that one Asian guy like 2 years ago, I think it was. He was doing like fucking chin ups on one of the big skyscrapers in like China.
Yes.
And he like got halfway up one. He was like, fuck it. Chung.
Yeah. No, I saw a couple of them falling and they're horrifying. And yes, actually, yes, Dr. Abigail, the surface level water at a reactor is safe. It's if you go deep diving, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, no, they were like diving in the shit. Like it was fucking disturbing, What's that? Yes.
So when you're in Ukraine, no one even talked about Chernobyl. Okay, damn.
We really, Chernobyl really only started getting heavy discussed for like cunts in my generation, probably after the HBO thing come out, because no one really
Mary Media.
spoke.
You had a workmate saying they do the crazy shit in Russia because they're bored. Yeah, okay.
To be fair, Russians are just fucking damaged.
Oh, no. Strictly Sega, the footage I saw was people at ground level, like while the people shooting the video have cameras up there on the ledge or the crane or whatever they're on. Some of their friends were at ground level. The ones, and they're never alone either. And I saw some that were from on top where the person's dancing on the ledge and they lose their footing and go. And some were from ground level. And fortunately, the ground level things, you never actually feel them hit. You just see they're on a really tall building and they go to the video and the person falls and you just, and you go, yep, ooh, no, that was at least it was quick.
There's a fucked up movie. It's a documentary. It's a good documentary, but it's a fucked up documentary to watch. Like you'd be in a good headspace, It's called The Bridge, about the Golden Gate jumpers and shit.
Oh, damn.
And they set up a fucking camera at the bottom of the bridge for a year and just caught all these bodies just hitting.
So Mary Media, most of the ones you saw from top. Well, they were never alone they weren't usually alone because often the person's doing all this wacky shit. They can't hold a camera. One of their friends is there with them. But I saw some that were from the top and some that were from the ground. Yeah, they would do. These dudes fucking do parkour at 40 stories up. And it's just like, and they dance on little. Now I'm kind of tempted to sort of pull some up on YouTube because
you probably get banned these days, man.
Do my head in those videos.
They probably fucking ban you on here for it now.
Yeah. The low key version of that, which I still find quite funny. People doing stuff like with something expensive, like a really expensive phone or equipment, and with no case, and they'll do stuff like they're in a shopping mall that's a couple levels high, and they're holding it out over the railing. And they're just holding the tiniest bit of it between fingers and swinging it around like, ooh, am I going to drop? Because if they drop it, they're going to break the thing that costs a couple $1,000s. And the other one, I saw them doing it with elevator shafts, like when the door opens in the elevator and there's that little gap in the floor and they've got their phone and they're putting it in the going, ooh, am I going to drop it? That's the low-key version of Russians tap dancing on ledges on high rises. Only asking Safra if they're going to mass deport ethnic Russians. Dude, it's everything kind of fucked up over there. Who knows what's going to happen?
That war, I don't give a fuck what anyone says, man. That war's going to drag on. That shit's not going to end anytime soon. That's going to be like a Middle Eastern one, Like they continue.
Yeah. Putin has to die, basically. Natural causes, let's say, because he won't stop because he doesn't want to lose face. And it was just like he literally thought it was going to be your textbook short victorious war, and 3 years it's been dragging on now.
Yeah, but even when he dies, man, he's still going to have those fucking supporters that are going to start up the rebellion groups and shit like that, And
yeah, no, it's just never ending. Yeah, Mary Media, you agree with me? Yeah, Putin has to die, basically. I'm not saying kill him. I'm just saying he's old. He's under a lot of stress. Stroke out, motherfucker. Just
Oh, didn't he have fucking? He had like Alzheimer's or something, didn't he? With dementia.
oh, there was a period where people were saying he was cognitively challenged, but yeah, the dude's old and under a lot of stress. Like, just fucking die in your sleep, mate. I mean, do us all a favor.
I just want the world government to know that I didn't say that he did. NATO, I'm not encouraging anything of the sort.
I'm not even joking. I am definitely not saying anyone should kill him. It's like, no, dude, he's old and under a lot of stress. Do everyone a favor and just fucking stroke out, honestly.
It's weird because you said that, but Pat's gone.
Pat's asking. Mary supporting our Russian over. Oh god, I had a literal thing. This happened years ago, and I was with AZ, and we found out after a YouTube event a particular low life fuck had behaved very badly to one of the young ladies who was there, and you know, I had to warn people, like, this guy is obviously a fucking rapist. Don't go around him. And then there was an event on in the CBD, and a few of us there, including the young lady in question who I was friends with. And she said, "Oh, I heard this guy was here, and I'm worried he's looking for me." And AIDS and I, we were actually texting another one of our friends who was ex-military. And we just said, oh, I hope this dickhead's not around because of this. And he just responded with something like, I wouldn't let that happen. And AZ just went, hang on a sec. Does that guy think we just gave him a directive? Does he think that was a kill order on this guy? And I went, should we text him back? I was definitely not saying that. It's like we literally just texted a soldier saying this guy is a piece of shit and should be taken care of, and he just said, "I'll make sure nothing bad happens." And he's going, "Does he think we just told him to take this guy out?" And I'm like, "I hope he doesn't think that, because I definitely don't want that." It was, so we spent the night going, "Holy shit!" Are we going to find it? Is there going to be a news story the next day of this guy just being found face down in a gutter somewhere? Just like, because if it is, I had nothing to do with it. Just like, Jesus.
Oh shit. Oh fuck me.
No, I'm talking about someone in Melbourne, strictly saying, but it never even occurred to me. Like, it was this whole thing, and it was a drama, and I said I didn't want something bad to happen. And AZ literally used the phrase, "Does he think we just sent him a kill order?" And I went, "What? Why would he think that?" And AZ's going, "He's a soldier, man." And I went, "What?" Dude. It's just saying we don't want anything bad to happen. And AZ went, "Yeah, he said he's got to make sure nothing bad happens." And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
There was one real badass thing Trump did that I was sitting there like, you know what? That was pretty fucking cool. Remember when the war started and shit, and he was like, they were doing the whole discussion, and they're like talking about, well, what happens if they hit the button? What happens if they hit the button? And Trump was like, tell you what happens. Russia has all these generals, and they all have to declare that it's okay for that button to be fucking sent through, for the missiles to be sent, and it's multiple of them and shit. He's like, so by the time that's happened, we'll be informed that they've hit a button. He goes, but I just have to hit that button, and that just gets a phone call, and then they hit the button, and then they just send it. He was like, our process is way more fucking easier. I was like, you know what? That's a fucked up thing to say on live TV, but goddamn, if that's not the most brilliant way to just settle people's minds.
Do you remember when he actually, when the generals convinced him to authorize the use of the MOAB, massive ordnance airburst, mother of all bombs, to destroy a mountain in Afghanistan? They just said, that's definitely a Taliban base. We have a conventional weapon which will basically level the mountain. And Trump's going, what? And they said, yeah. And they were like nutting, no one else has had the balls to use it. Do you want to use it? And Trump goes, fuck yeah.
He just blew up a mountain, bro. Like,
And they actually used it. It was like, God damn. And it was just basically, okay, all the map makers had to change the maps because that mountain's not there anymore.
There was just some poor mountain farmer with his fucking goat walking, just looking at the sky like, fuck.
What the fuck is that? Because it's one of those liquid fuel bombs that just explodes with such intensity that the air catches fire, and it was just like, ugh, god damn. I feel like everyone forgot Trump did that. It's like, no, the US had this weapon.
Reminded me.
Yeah, the US had this weapon, and no one wanted to use it because it was almost as strong as a nuke, but it's a conventional explosive. Yeah, airburst ordnance. The military name is Massive Ordnance Airburst, MOARB, colloquially mother of all bombs. And Trump actually used it.
Or the fact that he created the fucking Space Force and then made him the Star Trek logo.
Oh, Space Force was so embarrassing. And Maori Media, I think you might be right. Someone just showed Trump Iron Man footage, and he was like, hell yeah.
That Space Force logo had me fucking I died. Like, when you compare it to a fucking Star Trek team.
That was just like, what the fuck is happening here?
I remember
but anyway, we live in crazy times, essentially.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember him saying something about building. What was that fucking the big ball thing they did in Star Wars? He's like, we're building one on a smaller scale. Some shit with supersonic. Yeah, it was like a Death Star. Like the moon could be a Death Star. We'll just put supersonic. Like, and it was just like, what? Where the fuck did that come from?
He had a pretty poor grasp of reality, basically.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining.
I watched most of the first season of Space Force, 2 seasons of it, I think. John Malkovich is extremely funny in Space Force. John Malkovich is not known for comedic roles, but he's very good in Space Force. It's on Netflix if you haven't seen it. It's well, you know, watch a couple episodes. They're like half-hour episodes. You'll either like it or you won't. So
I have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And again, Steve Carell is pretty funny. It is kind of nice, Dr. Abigail, seeing the Democrats apparently having their shit together. I am quite hopeful to see some stellar grade meltdowns from Trump over the next couple months. I feel like he's not coping with the stress very well.
I just enjoy watching some of the fucking banter, man. Like seeing some of the comments on the posts and shit from all the supporters on both sides and just the dumb comments they come up with. I'm just fucking, you're both as fucking retarded as each other with some of this shit.
Yeah. And what was funny is like the talking shit about JD Vance fucking a couch. That was done by like a really small Twitter channel, just a shit poster, and he just did a thing that sounded completely like, well, you know, JD Vance talked about fucking a couch on page 155 of Hillbilly, and it just, the person, they did it so casually, and they referenced the book, and it sounded real. It's not real. It's not in the book. But people just went, did JD Vance really fuck a couch?
Fuck me. I don't know. Like I said, I find the world's so fucking like oblivious to the fact that the internet's used to fuck with people. So like they just take everything on and well, this is what was said on Facebook. Like, yeah. And they also come up with Cut for Bieber at one point. Do you not remember that?
Yeah. The internet is for shit posters, basically. It was just like, oh, god damn. But yeah, we live in interesting times, I think. But
Safa, by the way, it's not that it makes visas easier. It makes it so that like I'm from Australia, so I can actually clear customs and shit a little bit easier when I go through. It's not that the visas are easier. It's like simple
Getting
shit. Like when I
through
go,
immigration
yeah,
is
like bag checks will be a little bit less fucked for us than it would be from another country like Iran or something like that, you know?
yeah. Oh yeah, Dr. Abigail, I did post a link to an article on the Discord about the shit poster saying I have no regrets. It was just like I was just fucking with people, and I thought a dozen people would see it, and the fact that it took off and became a thing, fucking yeah.
So they kind of headbutted Tony Abbott, and they're like, "Do you regret it? Would you do it again?" He's like, "Fuck yeah!" As if I'm ever going to get the opportunity to do that. I looked at him and I was like, "Fuck!" And there's only going to be one shot at this one. Bang.
That was pretty bizarre. That, speaking of things I'd forgotten about until you brought it up, Jesus, that
I'll
guy.
never forget that guy. He was my fucking hero. He was just like
Oh
so
my
out
god,
there. Like, so
damn.
what's your political belief? Are you Labour? And he's like, "Oh, I'm a fucking anarchist."
Yeah. It's just Tony Abbott. Fuck that guy. Oh yes, Egg Boy. The Egg Boy
Oh,
hitting Fraser
yeah.
Anning with an egg. That was good. Because Fraser Anning's a piece of shit. And I agree with you, Mary Media. Yeah. Imagine having an influence on the biggest election in the world when you were just shit posting.
Yeah. Well, remember when
Damn.
Trump first started running, everyone thought that was just him fucking with everyone. Like, no one took it serious. It was like, oh, this is pretty funny.
I kind of think he didn't take it seriously,
He
but
didn't until
kept
everyone else
rolling.
did.
It just kept rolling.
I don't
Yeah.
think I think to this day he still sits there and goes, "Let's see." Like, what can
And
I
again,
say?
yeah, him being president was a shit post that went too far. And it was just like, damn. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. That was Mrs. Angry dinging me. So I'm going to bed. So I'm also going to bed. Thanks for hanging out, Rays. It's always fun to see you. And I agree, Safa, when you see Trump at his inaugural dinner, he was really not happy that he won.
I told you I seen him, yeah.
Anyway,
did I tell you on
what?
the Discord I actually seen the fucker drive past on a convoy?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he was going down Independence at a rally in North Carolina when I was in Charlotte. He was going down Independence Ave, and there was all these cop cars that went flying. Yeah. I seen him. So what the fuck?
Oh, neat. All right, all you fine and funky folk, take care. I'm gonna go to bed. For next stream's probably Tuesday, unless I'm doing something. So
I'll be working.
Have a good time, and I'll see you another.